Welcome everybody, it's Evelyn. So happy to see you. Happy Mother's Day. I hope you're enjoying your day. It was just 3:33 when I was doing my clearing, and I just pulled some random cards right before I turned the video on, which came out really beautifully. The energy of the sudden epiphanies and galactic travel and energies of communication to inspire and taking a risk, of the grounder and the flyer and the wise counsel of the divine feminine's heart and the divine masculine, and the luck of the draw of the sharing with the divine feminine there and the high priestess energies. So some really pretty energies. And the bottom of the deck was the 26 of the Page of Wands, the cracking of the codes of the 10 of Pentacles, family, business, and community, also heaven on earth there, right? That dream family. So that was just a quick energy that came up first. Had some really special messages that came up here. I'd watched 7 Years in Tibet the other night, so there's a big message that came with that, as well as my Metatron read this morning. And then I have the Twin Flame big read on the table for you. That's my 7-deck read for those of you not familiar for the Twin Flames. It is a general reading. If you want something more specific or you want to do any kind of counseling one-on-one sessions, you can check out my information below, as well as my website, twinflames3344.com. I have a CD out there also called Ashes, Twin Towers to Twin Flames by Evelyn Stainthorpe, if you want to check that out. And we're going to roll the dice as well. So let's get right into this. I also, really cool energies. Even before I got into the Metatron read today, there was a big message from 2 cards from the Shaman Dreams. So we're going to go over these 2 cards. So take a good look at them, because I want to see your perspective. And literally, what is your perspective on these 2 cards? And we'll get into that in a minute. So take your deep breath. Go ahead and clear yourself and send love to yourself, or send love out to anywhere in the world that you'd like to send that love. Take another deep breath. And one more deep breath. Lots of love and blessings out to you all. Thank you for joining me. Again, I hope you're having a beautiful Mother's Day today. So let's see what the dice have for us for the Twin Flames this May 8th, 2022. By the way, 5 and 8 are greased lightning. For the Twin Flames today, we have the South Node, which is Scorpio. So again, releasing things that aren't serving us as far as Scorpio traits. We have the 10 of the high vibe destiny there, which for me is Libra energy. It's also October, Libra to Scorpio. We just had Scorpio in the prior dice. So we have, again, Libra and Scorpio here, and that high vibration. And then we have Capricorn here. So again, the energy of restriction or responsibility, or paternal energies regarding those 2 things. So what are we releasing? What kind of energies related to Scorpio? And it's 3:38 on the clock now, which is a very significant number for me. But what energies from Scorpio do we need to release? How can we keep our energy in that high vibration of that balance of Libra? And how can we stay in our integrity of the Capricorn and that divine paternal energy of wanting to take care of yourself as well as others at the same time, being responsible. So again, very much balancing act. Okay, so Capricorn, Libra, and Scorpio mainly there. So we have a cardinal and 1 fixed sign. And the first thing I'm going to get into has to do with 7 Years in Tibet. I hadn't watched it in a long time, and it came up on the feed. So I'm like, okay, there's definitely going to be a message here around the divine masculine, and there definitely was. It was very profound in that sense. I'm sure you understand if you've seen the movie. And so this, I was just pulling cards for myself while I was watching the movie, so I'm not going to give you a read on that or anything, but if you want to see the cards that I pulled, these are the cards that I pulled, because I might mention a few of them as I'm telling you what came up. So, oh, by the way, Mother's Day, my cow, I was born the year of the ox, and that cow card came up, and it just cracks me up, so I had to give that to you as a Mother's Day hello. All right, so what happened with 7 years in Tibet is I was looking at those cards that I just showed you, and of course the Dalai Lama comes up in 7 years in Tibet, and that connects, that word actually, Dalai Lama, connects with energies that came up right before I did the Metatron card read this morning. So very cool energy that came up around that. So I had to go to the bathroom, so I got up to go to the bathroom, and when I went to my bedroom, I turned on the light, but the light didn't go on. And that wasn't right, because I just changed the light bulb recently, and I didn't understand why it didn't go on. I hadn't messed with the chain on the fan or anything recently, you know, to turn off the light or the fan. I hadn't touched it in weeks. So I'm like, why didn't the light go on? But as I was walking to the bathroom, what I was thinking had to do with the 7 years in Tibet, and what the message was for me in this movie, and why I was called to watch it tonight. And then I realized I was coming up to 7 years since I met my twin. So, and there was also the energy coming up this week that I've told you about already, regarding, just like in dog years are 7 for us, God years are coming up as 7 for us. And so here we have this 7-year thing. And of course that comes up in the with Jesus and Moses and all the 40 days and 40 nights, and there was always increments of 3.5 and 3.5 or 7-year increments there as well. So of course the 7 is very significant. So I went to my room, my light didn't go on as I was thinking this, right, the 7 years, and the light didn't go on. So I pulled the chain to see what was going on, and it didn't go on again, and I pulled it again, and the light did go on. So the bulb did not burn out. There was no reason for the light to not have turned on when I went into the bedroom. So I still don't know why it didn't turn on, except for it was trying to prompt me to look into the message I was just getting about the 7 years. So I was guided to literally break down, like I always do with my definitions, 7 years in Tibet. And I break down 7 all the time because it's Eve in the middle of S and N. And for me, that's always the feminine within the masculine energy. And so more energy came up around that Eve within the SN of 7. And I broke down years in Tibet, literally. So I'm not going to give you all of the definitions that came up, but this is the message that came up from all of those definitions. And then the time 11:02 came up again, which came up twice, that I told you about the other day when I was doing my video. And when I had to go to the bathroom, it was 10:19, which is that high vibe of the 10 and destiny and the 19 of the sun. So again, watching a movie about the divine masculine and 7 years in Tibet. So and right before I went to my bedroom, what I'd written down was, regarding the cards, holding on to romancing the sun, to the moon and the sun together, and the eclipse energy of day and night, or night and day, and exposing all in the bat cave of the divine masculine, and then the Dalai Lama, which is the theme around the movie, of the divine masculine, learning to grow up, and, you know, and doing that through having left a son behind, and then meeting the Dalai Lama, who would then replace that energy for him to learn from him, and Spirit's connecting with me. So, what else? And also ET was coming up, and you know, ET can be extraterrestrial, but also it means and in French. So ET comes up in a significant way that way as I go into my message here. So again, this is literally a translation of 7 years in Tibet. And as I just told you, 7 is the Eve within the SN. Within the SN, the first word was coming up as the sun. 7 years in Tibet. The Eve within the SN is the sun with U in the middle, right, SUN, and the Eve in the sun. and then the Eve in the Stein coming up as the Holy Grail in a divine masculine sense, which also literally translates to the path of one. And then the TEI in the middle of that is the heart, the cord, the one, the child, the center, and silenced, a flock of birds to be lost. Yes, indeed, to awaken in a journey around the sun, in God's flower bed, or the earth. Tuesday, the day before yesterday, 108 or 38, God's face, joy at good fortune, a sweetheart, one, now, hungry, thirsty, and anew at 11:34, which is the time I actually started the video at 11:34, which is justice, truth, and balance, and the energetic exchange and the arrows of love. Now, hungry and thirsty and anew, the number 18 and 10 to the 18th Teslas came up, Eastern Time, and extraterrestrial. So 7 years in Tibet to find oneself. The 7, the Eve in the SN, the screen name, the liver, the brother, cousin, uncle, the nephew, the male lover, the husband, the fellow, the colleague, the litigant, as well as being present in the kiss, the smell, and the parish. The Eve in the center of 7, or the path of one, in a rotational pull around the sun, in God's face, God's flower bed, the earth, or Mother Gaia. The God years, or dog years reversed, right? Because God and dog are the same word reversed. And instead of 1 is 7 years for a dog, 7 human years is 1. And so, after 7 years, I have come full circle. Eve in the path of one, a saint alone, a streetcar named I Give a Damn. IG, the I God of Ivy energy of perpetual honoring of oneself. And then the Adam is Adam. I give Adam. Add am to I am. Sam I am. Sophia am. I am that I am. The chariots of fire ascending fast, all ablaze, 7 years in Tibet, and higher. 1 God year, all rolled into one, where 14 is one for all, and all for one of the 41, which then was coming up as the 14 as the 2 7-year humans of the twin flames into the 1 God year, which would be 7 and 7 and 1 and 1. And 7 and 7 is 14, 1 for all, and then the 1 1 is the 11 of the all, of the ALL. So 1 for all and all for one is the 77, or 7, 7 for the masculine and the feminine, which is the 2 U's, the W, which then becomes W all, the wall, which the reflection of that is the law. So here it is, the 2 U's of 7 in 1 each. So 14 is 2 7s and 2 1s, or 11. 2 God years, right, equals 14 human years, right? 2 human 7 years and 2 1 God years. So 2 God years equals 14 human years of 2 humans, or in other words, 214, or Valentine's Day. The 7 and 7 and the 1 and 1, which is the ET between, the sovereign 77 of the 9 of Pentacles, which is earth energy, and the justice of 11, which is air energy and truth and balance, justice for all, and the ETs between them. The earth and air and the sand of time, which then I was called to write that sentence backward. Earth and air and the sand of time emit faux DNAs. The ethria, which means the oath, dance to admonish, burned out, smash against the coast, while branching out at the height of the ray, or radiating out, and the team of horses bright light, or in other words, when Santa comes to town. Christmas in July, the Jews lie, and the birthday of us. Julius Caesare, which is Caesar, July, but spelled phonetically here, Chezaray, Julius Caesare, July in the U.S., the home of a ray. Chez array in French literally means home of a ray. a phased array, floating on air on a wing and a prayer, with nothing but us to be, or US, tube of tunneling. And then tunneling was weird. Why was that coming up? And knelling is number 4, which is the emperor, and foring for ring or for emperoring. She channels etherically, right? So she tunnels by channeling etherically. He channels by tunneling underground. And that was coming up, I think, in Australia. I heard that yesterday in a video. They were talking about more about the main bases. I forget who was talking about it, but that the Antarctica was the main base. The second main base was under Australia, but again, talking about the underground tunnels in Australia. So, so now I'm going to go to, I definitely did some other stuff today, but I just really want to get to the read from today and then the big read on the table for you, because otherwise it'll just be too much. So what came up this morning with this, right before I did the Metatron read, of course I was talking to my children because it's Mother's Day, and one of my daughter's best friends came to stay with me last night and stayed over with me, which was a wonderful gift. And the cards that came up for me, and they weren't the first cards, but I was being guided to look more closely at them, and I showed you those cards already. The Eye of the Needle. Let's see if I can focus them a little bit more. The Eye of the Needle and the Eyes of the Eagle. So we have intentionality there and rising above the fray, and numbers 17 and 18, the star and the moon, which can represent the sun and the moon, right? And also we have these eclipses going on, which are really significant. And notice how related these cards are, because this is the Eye of the Needle, but it also looks like an eye in the needle. Okay, and when you turn it sideways, you can see that more. It looks like an eye squished, or kind of like squinting your eyes. Whereas this one is an eye that's wide open, but they're focused on both, right? This is an oblique angle of the same circle here. So keep that in mind when I tell you about these cards, because I'm going to want you to look at these cards and comment below on what you see. So let's see. When I got up this morning, and of course I got my Mother's Day calls, my daughter called me at 10:38, which is significant to me because my soul number is 38, and my son called me at 11:11. And then when I texted my son back to say, hey, you called me at 11:11, I didn't realize it was 11:44. So the numbers were really coming up cool this morning, as well as 11:28, 11:33, and then 11:37 to 38, which is the King and Queen of Cups. And the Christ vibration with 33, the 28 of the Twin Flames, and the 44 of the grounding, integrating, and mastering of love, of how to receive love on Mother's Day. So the reason I ended up looking at those two cards is because both my daughter's friend and my son, because I pulled cards for them, had received the Eyes of the Eagle card. And I didn't get that as my first card, but it came up as the 5th card right after this card came up, as the 4th card came out for me. So I knew there was a message there for you guys. So, so I'm okay. What are you trying to tell me about these two cards? The Eye of the Eagle and the Eye of the Needle. They're numbers 17 and 18, as I said, which were then coming up for me as the longitude and latitude energies, right, of the pillars of light, of the horizontal and vertical pillars as well. And then seeing the sliver of the Eye of the Needle, like the vertical pillar, or the longitudinal type of line, but again, it's the oblique perspective of a circle. And then seeing the whole circle in the other card of the Eye of the Eagle. It's just a different perspective. One is one eye. So they were taking me to all of the perspectives that you can see with an eye, right? So they were calling me to look at each of these cards, this one and this one, the Eyes of the Eagle. Okay? And they have very interesting details in them. So I was being called myself to look at each of these cards with one eye and two eyes, squinting and with my eyes wide open. So with the right eye, and you can try this also with other things, not just these two cards, but I want you to see what you see so you see if it parallels with what I was seeing. and then try it with other things so there's, it's not diluted with my perspective. So with your right eye, with the other one closed, the color in the eagle's eye was super focused and intense, and I was drawn to the white sparkle of the number 17 cards and their squint. When I had both eyes opened, I saw the details and the depth of the circle in the eyes, the lines in the color of the eye, the dimension of what's inside the circles. There's that very 3D dimension that was popping out at me, and the eye in both cards and the glow. With the left eye open, I was drawn to the decoration, the earring or the necklace, and you notice they were very feminine things, and the glass window in front of the eye. I see the circle as the camera's adjustment, the aperture, etc., and the computer chips or code within the circle, and the contrast of the orange beak, and the feather on the other side. It was like an arrow straight through. And in the number 17 card of the needle, I see beauty of the color, an eye all made up, a eureka moment, the eye welling up like emotion, which is a very feminine thing again, with excitement, and the sunshine within, again a feminine attribute of going within. When I looked at the cards squinting, I see the eagle and how confused they must be, and why they have an oracle over their eye in the first place. The number 17 or the needle card, I see a spaceship and a ring around the sun, the supernova, non-destructive longitude interference, and creating a portal to another realm. The pilot connecting with the spaceship, or the human and Terran, or Terra all is one, just like an avatar plugged in. The eagle, the blue, and the orange beak that connects the orange ray in the womb of the sun's rays and the core of the earth. So just like the avatar connecting your human body to the earth, and the spaceship, which is our spaceship. The ray of the sun reaching out to the core of her, which is the core of the earth, the daughter within, the needles and the balls, the implosion to the core and the phased array of the sun, and the glow all around with both eyes open, the yellow rays versus the ivory orbs and the fairy dust. The masculine's straight to the core, and the feminine gets to the heart of it, the meaning of it all. The ability to get closer together. And then the color of the eyes, the eagle's eye was coming up as sky blue, and I was seeing the needle eye as, this was so weird, it's brown, but I was seeing it as chocolate, but it wasn't chocolate brown I was getting. It was, the chocolate straws that you eat? But I had a chocolate straw when I was young that was the most delectable chocolate straw ever. Like, I don't even care for chocolate straws anymore because they don't make them that way anymore. They're usually thick candy on the outside. These straws had a really fine candy outside, and they just kind of melted in your mouth as you bit into them, and the chocolate inside. But that was the color that was coming up, as the color of the eye. So you see how you see things very differently depending on whether you're using your right eye, your left eye, both of your eyes open, or both of your eyes squinting. So you might want to try that with something else to see how different your perspective is and why you see things the way you do. So again, he is coming up at 12:33. This was the hanging man in the Christ vibration. He oblique and standing up for themselves. That's the 7 of Wands card. He's oblique and phased array. She is open and round and sheds angel dust all over. He is the power up and she is the data produced, the shape of things to come. There's no implosion and explosion here. There's creation and distribution. He pushes and she pulls back a bit or withdraws. Aggression and passive aggression. 1, or the masculine energy for intention, and 2 of the feminine energy to rise above and distribute, to let go of. Or the divine feminine first feeling it, and the divine masculine then radiating it out for them. The one eye, the divine masculine right, or the left divine feminine, and the 2 eyes of squinting, which is intended projection, your intention, in a really focused way. And then your eyes wide open is the receiving and allowing all of it in, just like a lens of a camera. The projector and those watching the movie, who now see their vision. The cow and the calico cat were then coming up, and I showed you the cow. And they're like looking at me like, can you say that again? I think I get it. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. Just like the little train that could. I just know. I just know. I just know instead that all is well. It will come to you when you are ready to receive it. At 12:43, the hanging man and the coming together to see new perspectives. So then we went into the Metatron read here. And here's the Metatron read. Okay, so for those of you not familiar with this read, this is the bottom of the deck here, and this is the very bottom here, the underlying energies. I start out here at the top, going across 12 cards down, and then 13, 14, 15, and then 16, 17, 18, which is 21 altogether, including the underlying energies. And then these are extra cards down here, like an extra message there at the end. Okay, so the Metatron read at 12:45 to 46, which is the Hanging Man, and the 45 of the Five of Cups, and the 46 of the Six of Cups, of the grieving and purging and letting it all go, and then the inner children able to be loving to each other again. After the purge, it's like going to your separate corners or your separate rooms to be able to come back and try again. The Metatron read was done at this time, 12:45 to 46. This morning. The underlying energy was of Madonna, of course, the first card out at the top of the page, because it's Mother's Day. So Madonna and Mother's Day, present, holding space. The blue energy with the gifts and the star of Bethlehem, hovering over her creation of the earth. The flowering of Mother Terra in the spring, and the core of the daughter. The flowering of the Mother Terra in spring, and the orb of the daughter at the core within. The union with self is the union with all. The Empress makes her presence before walking away and within for rest, retreat, and pause. The core of her and the flowering of all her children is her crowning moment, or in other words, birthing. Right? The highlight of her life is the birth of her children. So it's referencing you mothers out there, but also Mother Earth and her children, which is us. You know, just we're like the microbes on our skin. It's the same thing. She is our ship. So the first card out is the King of Cups, and detaching from drama to look up in the bubble of the morning sunrise, or the sun getting up, or his get up, the drama. The indigo connects with the star here then to remember who they are in this whole big world, and being whole, being balanced, ageless, and magnificent. The life bulb of the womb before June, and the compassion of the Page of Wands, excitement, self-love, and nurture. The scalloped cake of Magdalena, phasing her womb rays back to the sun. The womb in the third eye is the key of the birthing canal and the birthing process. The key portal, the human portal for babies to come through. The mystery of the divine feminine, the portal at the center of it all. Her core womb and her wounds that go with it. And Terra's core, daughter, in her child, her inner child, her wounds. All about the mother today and her inner children, as opposed to her outer children, which are always about what it's about every day, because we're out here on the planet. So there's Thanksgiving every day here of Mother Earth and her inner child, and the synchronicities, the variety, the blessings and thanks at 119, the Magician and the Sun. Her inner child with the weight of the world, to hear and know me, our dimensional gateway of the 44, of grounding, integrating, and mastering the receiving of love on Earth, to take the 44 of 3D Earth, the 33 train, which is the 4D energy, going to the Golden Gate, which is like the 66 of the Christ consciousness, the 33 of the Christ consciousness on the 4D bridge, to get to the other side of the 66, which is the Queen of Pentacles, or the GG, the Golden Gate, and is also the spiral of the Phi spiral and the crystal spiral energies. receiving the sun's rays to illuminate your shadow pack, the chaos of life and the sun, and feeling the glow of the twin flames untying the karmic knots in the electromagnetic grid at 121, which is the magician and the world. And then I turned the page and it was 1, 2, 3, jump. At 123, the magician and the king of wands, who was coming off as imbalanced in this read today, to go with the flow, 1 to 1, and remember that 5-8 today is greased lightning, so there's a lot of energy there, being kind of boiled up there, like a magician would do. And it's 4:04 on the clock right now, and 30:28 on this clock, which is the union of the twins. So 1, 2, 3, jump right in, go with the flow. 1 to 1 on the whispering bench, 2 as 1, keep going. Number 23 is the king of wands, in duality today and needs balance. The yin and the yang, the two dolphins, enveloped or enveloped in a circle of transition, flying free in the sun's rays, the mother with unconditional love for her son and her daughter, and the world complete with inspiration of the mother and her innocent children, and the keys to blessings and synchronicities, the inner child and their weight of the world, their mother standing up to the chaos and taking it in, untying the twin flames, 1 to 1 with the king of wands in transition here at 44, the beacons of light, the 44 of grounding, integrating, and mastering, or the GIM of the gym, the beacons of light, like the Atlas energy of the weight of the world, carrying that world, and grounding, integrating, how to receive the love of the waves coming at the bottom of this pillar or their mountain. These tons of waves coming at their pillar, their mountain, so excited that the lighthouse bursts forth with light because they're so proud of them and their love coming toward them. Them being able to express their emotions just like you do with your children when they're little. At 131, the magician and the chaos that children are as spirits connecting with me very intensely. Reflecting compassion, self-love, and new love, as above, so below, reading out to each other or reaching out to each other. In high vibe, new dawn, welcome back to the Valley of the Sun, where all is illuminated at 133, the magician and the 33 of Christ consciousness and unity. Akashic records, open a book, get a new perspective, all in one new look, which is the 12 of wisdom. From orange to gold, the orangutan, which means forest or veggie man, to unity. The road is a colorful one. In the tree of life, the vehicles of infiltration are the water, the sun's rays, the dolphins, the crystals, and traveling. These are a few of my favorite things. Remember the balance between the sun's heat and the cool, cool rain, and the movement of the travel and the stillness of the night sky and the stillness of the crystals, dancing in the sparkle of their connection. Lemuria and Lyra. And notice that Lemuria is the mu in Lemuria, and Lyra is the lie of Ra, the mother's emotion forced into a corner of Lemuria to dry out and be admonished, to bleed and grow a mustache because it's ours and we're both masculine and feminine, in the lie of the Ra. The lie is the suffering, the light year, the shelter, the lukewarm and the calm quiet for Ra to learn how to hear and to listen. The light year, which is 10 trillion kilometers or 10 to the 16 meters in 1 Julian year, a very long way and a very long time, as 7 years of dog to our one and 7 years of our humanness to God's one. A wake-up call to align and wake, to listen and note and tone and be free, to speak and be heard, the message in the bottle that you are, the whisper in the shell, the communication, letting the wings or spreading your wings it's bringing the wings of the seagulls and the eagles together with the shell to call, the message in a bottle, which is the sands through the hourglass that you are, is the angel. So bringing these things together, bringing the wings of the seagulls and the eagles together with the shell to call out and message in a bottle, then sends through the hourglass that you are, is the angel. It's the trumpeter, the herald of change, the leader coming out of the dark with flame in hand, dancing with keys in the other, the high priestess divine feminine to review and reflect in the purple moon the time out needed as the cosmos mirrors you, the star and the moon close up, the eclipse and the shooting stars, and the earth overshadowing the moon at the eclipse, not allowing the sun's reflection on them. She is standing up for herself, now to be fully seen. So just picture this of the sun reflecting on the moon, but now the sun gets between them, so she is fully seen without the false energy of the reflection back to the sun now being seen. So that's now eclipsed out of the way, so the divine feminine's earth can fully be seen without any interruption there. It's very interesting the way that was coming up here. At 155, which then the 55 is the 5D, or the 55 is the is coming up as the 2D truth, right? Because it's very much like the shaman. As we get into it's kind of like the human going from the caveman all the way up to the human. After being incarnated as the animals, right? We have to go into the human, and then there's different levels of humans as well. So we have the 55 of the 2D truth of Excalibur, when the sword of Excalibur is flat or seen as flat in 2D as opposed to 3D, or maybe when the world was being seen as flat as opposed to 3D, because the 2 5s of 55 and the 1 at 155, the 2 5s look the same but are different than the 1 that they equal to. So the 3D 44 Atlas took on the world to show how strong he was, because he was an ego when he started out as a human. But when Hercules, or Hercules, which is her harvest, came, he had a glimpse of what freedom is. His truth of honor and commitment of holding that world up for all that time, or her love of wanting to relieve him of his torture, his self-loathing, even if only for a moment. He could see how things could be. On the 33 4D bridge to the 5D 66 or golden gate of the 22 of the fool's journey, and the open heart and the leap of faith, to the 6D manifestation of 11, which is alignment, the instant manifestation, and then to the 7D, which is the double zeros, the disappearing act, to all star or all other dimensions here at 203, which is the divine feminine and the empress. The underlying energy of the mother and Terra, and the Om, which is the AUM and then space, or home and union, the mother and her juicy center. The first column is about the King of Cups rather, and the kids, right? The loving, unconditional love here, whether it's the masculine or the feminine energy, and their children to see the light, or the 4D bridge, and the 1-to-1 Two of Cups energy of soulmates, and the whispering bench. Then the indigo with the world of synchronicities and variety being the spice of light, and rays of life and death, or chaos and illness, or creation and form as we get closer to the middle, to wisdom and love at the center of it all, as the King of Wands in the wake-up call to 6D alignment of the 11, which is instant manifestation in 6D. The 3, or the third column here, of inspired by the womb's rays. There's that Magdalena energy of the scalloped shell radiating out from the womb inside the feminine, and the tomb of the weight of the world of the sun, the masculine carrying the weight of the world, and how they can work together in the dance of quantum energy, the QE2, the quantum energy of the two-eyed needle, the push and pull of the twin flames in the electromagnetic grid, the weaving and making of the diamond light, the patchwork it takes to make a quilt, the pushing and pulling, the in and out, the back and forth, all in a group, a sewing circle, enjoying each other's company while they do the work they love at 212, which is the high priestess, the divine feminine, and the wisdom of the hanging man, seeing a new perspective. And remember, women in a circle, in a sewing group, are all seeing each other's work in another perspective because they have another view of their work. Creating a blanket, a warm, memorable blanket for those they love the most, to make them safe and warm at night when they go off on their own, perhaps to meet on the other side. Get back to where you once belonged. That was coming up there. The twin flames transitioning between the electromagnetic grid and where the land meets the sea, meets the sky, meets the I am. Sophia am, I am. In the AM, and so it is. And then Sophia was coming up as the Sophi, right? So PHI of the expansion contraction are staying in the middle, reflecting instead the Sophie am and I am. And the A wasn't being included in that second one. So the Sophie, without the A on the end of Sophia, Sophie and then am is AM. So her A is being brought to the am. And then the second am is just I am, like I'm. There's no A there. And then I was being called to write that backwards to see what the message was. So not only did I do Sophie am, I am backwards, but also I am that I am. And of course, as always, what came out was very profound. So first backwards was Sophie am, I am, which came up as May, M-A-I, which is a New Ireland clan chief, but also means always in Japanese. And then after my, what was left was HPOS, and HPO is a leaf. So it was leaves. So literally, backwards, Sophia, I am, means always leaves. And the leaves can represent the leaves on the tree as well, which are the little ones, the grandchildren of the family. Or, again, the New Ireland clan chief leaves. So maybe there's a chief here in the news or something who's leaving their tribe. So then when I looked up the word T-A-H-T, because when you write down I am that I am backwards, it's ma'ai, tat, ma'ai, okay, or ma'i, however you want to pronounce it. So it's M-A-I, T-A-H-T, and then M-A-I again. So T-A-H-T means wick, throne, and will. It also means, I'm not sure how it's pronounced, but T-A-E, like the ash, A-E, and then C-A-N with the dot over the C, which means to show, to point out, and to teach. And there's a special energy I was getting from that word, T-A-E-C-A-N, regarding the Jesus energy. And then the word M-A-I, which of course means my, it means mother, and it means a whole lot of things. And remember, the word M-A for ma also can translate to father as well. So again, it's that very much that energy of being a mother. It also comes up as the matchmaker, the stone, and the pumpkin. And these are the messages that came up from that as well. So I am that I am is ma'i, tat, ma'i. Two mothers of the ma'i or ma on either side with will between them to show, to point out, and to teach them. So it's like the two feminine energies with the masculine between to show, to point out, and to teach them. It also translates to my eye taught my eye, just like we went through with the different perspectives of our eyes in those cards. And also came up as my eye taught my eye, each with their own perspective, but also comes up as two flames with taught between, which is T-A-H-T, which is the ah between two T's, the twin towers. Or in splitting the pie, the TT is the pie energy, and splitting it down the line. Or in the temper tantrum, where there's a will, there's a way, and being away or leaving. The early morning, today's tomorrow, with teachings, a show, or the point between them. It also comes up defined as never and always at the same time. The T-A-E-C-A-N word is the T of Jesus on the cross, the A-E of the ash, which in Pleiadian is the bright light, and the can, which is coming up as the tea can, is like the trash can, but without the trash, right? It's the Jesus can to put his ashes in. So it's coming up literally as that, Jesus' ashes in a can, or his bright light of I can. So then I went to write Sophia I am backwards again, and it literally comes up as like Matma. So Atma was coming up big time here. It comes up as Mate Atma I. That's Sophia I am backwards. So Mahatma was the first thing I saw in it. Mahatma Gandhi was coming up. And Mahatma is literally like Ma and Ma with hat between. Mahatma Gandhi. So, and the hat, it can be referenced as a crown. And again, the crown is the crowning moment at birth. So the two mothers and their crowning moment between. Mate was also coming up, M-A-I-T, which means mosquito. So it translates as mosquito in Atma is I, or in the eye, where, if you get bitten in the eye, you can't see, can you? You can't see clearly. And Meta, M-A-I-T-A, was coming up, which means witchcraft. It also means to do, be fit, to taste good. So witchcraft, to do, be fit, and taste good, Atma I, the heart of the mother, the matchmaker, the gas that fills up your tank, basically. And then HTMA also comes up in there, which is HTMA is the heart of the mother. It comes up with humans. Mahatma is two mothers and fathers, because Ma can be either one, with the hat or crown or humans between them. The two flame mothers with their crowning moment between, or in other words, the birthing of both of them together at 251. And by the 51 and 52 come up all the time, because not only is it the King and Queen of Swords, but it's the degrees of the pyramid, that 51 point whatever it is, 51 to 52 degrees. So it's a very significant number here, as well as the King and Queen of Swords, which were coming up all this week. So the 51 of the King of Swords, and the birthing of the feminine and the masculine, the 51, and the 2 came up there, the 52. Okay, so then we have the read on the table for you. Seven years in Tibet. There's something that came up too here. I had done a read for myself, a message of the day, but I don't want to present that right now. But one of the messages that came up in it was right at 222. The Page of Swords juggling the dream in a split with the Empress reversed, and the Devil on fire walking away to or from the Knight of Cups, or as the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Cups at the Cheers community, with the Lady at 28, or the Twin Flame, expecting justice, alignment with sudden wealth of the triple sevens, or the 77 and the 11 in 7 years in Tibet, inspired by unexpected income or incoming, which he never expected to meet the little Dalai Lama in the movie, or trading the Queen's gold coin in 27 for the QE2, the 7-2, there's the 72 by 2 of the 144, and the quantum twin flame energy with a sealed message in Chariots of Fire, or Let's Make a Deal, sealed with a kiss, with mature worldly man and Atlas at his side. Clearing up the past to make the way through, with the Knight of Wands to the juicy center with the mature man, which was really so much the energy of 7 years in Tibet was really about him growing up to be a man. Because he left, in the beginning, he left to climb the mountain and left his pregnant wife behind, without a second thought, only to realize on his 7 years how the thought of his son is with him every day, and he can't let go of it. He's with him no matter what, and now he doesn't have him in his life, and now he meets this Tibetan monk who's a little boy who's wise beyond his years, and how it comes back to his inner child and his self in order to grow up and then eventually go home and deal with his life. So this twin flame read was done yesterday at 10:20 in the morning yesterday is when I cut the deck. So the 10 of the destiny energy and the 20 of the wake-up call. And then at 10:30 was strength came up, and TH, which for me is to the nth degree. But however it comes up for you is fine. And also elf love was coming up, which is that energy regarding Santa Claus and his elves, but also the Munchkins in the Wizard of Oz. The seven dwarfs. All of that energy is coming up of the love of the little one. And that can represent your children as well, because it's Mother's Day. The 1046 of the 10 and the Wheel of Fortune, the 46 of the inner children, the feminine and the masculine, loving each other. And the major arcana here of the shadow and the strength. And before the read, the indigo came up, which is like the magician. And then after the read, the lovers came up, along with the wheel and guidance, which is the Hierophant, and the shadow is the devil. There were 2 pentacles, 2 wands, 3 swords, and 2 cups in the read, so pretty well balanced there. And in the read, the court cards were the Knight of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, and the Knight of Wands. We also had the 9 of Pentacles, which for me is the Sovereign, so they often come up as a court card person. And then before the read, the 9 of Swords came up, the one suffering in silence, as well as the King of Cups. We had 2 1s, 2 3s, 2 6s, and 2 9s here. So 1, 3, 6, and 9, 11, which is Justice, 33 of the Christ vibration, the 7 of Wands, the 66 of the Queen of Pentacles and the Golden Gate, and the 99 of Compassion, of Agent 99 perhaps, dealing with Maxwell Smart, and the 1 and the All of the Hermit, and the 9, the Collective, of endings and compassion, having lots of compassion here. We also have the 13 of the Transition of the Death card, the 36 of the Weight of the World, of the 10 of Wands, the 69 of the Ace of Pentacles, of that offer of time, money, and energy, and that new life, the 34 of the Energetic Exchange, of the 8 of Wands, the 45 of the Purging card, the 5 of Cups, the 56 of the 2 of Swords, being your knowing, keeping your energy clear, and the 68 of the Page of Pentacles, and the 89 of the Phi energy, being so Phi. And the code line here is all about self-love, but it was broken up into S, elf-love, Sophia and her children, self-love, S, elf-love. So the code line was all about the number 7, coming from 1 and 6, so again, 7 years in Tibet, and the 7 human years of 1 God year, just like dog years for us. The 1 and the 6 of the Magician and the Lovers, or the love, family, and community, for the 7, which is the calm before the storm. It's the going within. It's that priesthood type of energy. It is that divine energy because it's of the other side. It's the key. And the messages here regarding self-love and the twins, and trademarks were coming up here too, but the old woman, the wife, the mother, the girlfriend, even the baby here, the source of all matter, and hoarders coming up as well, and also the god Atum was coming up, as well as Atma, Atum was coming up, which are very similar, 4-letter words right there, right? Or after death stuff here, or in a split, someone sacks their lover so he can have self-love, or Sophia, elf love here, so the love of a mother. The 8M was coming up, or the dance with the mom, or the M, or the Mary, or the mad ESP, or especially the mothers against drunk driving here, presents the truth to sack Gemini lover, or one masculine community in self-love here. Atum, the knight, offers the truth, or aids in pace of speech and thoughts and words, and that could be someone who has trouble talking in front of people, where someone's supporting their efforts. Or in union of the lovers, where he's the elf love, so he's the inner child being loved, or he and Sophia's elf love, again, of the mother and the son. The mother's trademark, or her voice, her sound, the knight, or the aid, or the Addie P coming up with the truth, or the serving of their crown on that silver platter, but I'm reading it as ash right here, that asher platter, which is that bright light. And Saggy love was coming up here too, as well as he's the elf love. The child, the egg, finished, complete, night 1 of BS, and witnessing the X. He, the self-love, or he is the elf-love. The X can also be the dance between the masculine and the feminine. So there could be an X who's a witness of this, or witnessing the X, and perhaps someone's true colors maybe coming out here, or he being self-love, or he being the inner child of elf-love, allowing his inner child to come out and be loved. It's also coming up as at 1124, which is justice of truth and balance and alignment, and the 24 of the Queen of Wands and Omega. Also, somebody could be throwing the maid, but a throw made is representing as, a quilt that's made. The throw that's made, or perhaps throwing a maid, and PA was coming up. So I don't know if it's a father dealing with this, or Pennsylvania, or a PA is also a physician's assistant. However that comes up for you. Throw, maid, PA. The seal of truth, to testify, or jumps when they say so. The X that he is self-love, or the dance between the masculine and feminine of he in his self-love. The I, the voice or the sound of God. The atom or atom, which atom comes up as Adam, right? Being good at getting the truth out of the witness. The X, which can represent Excalibur as well. Getting the truth out of the witness. The X treasures self-love. And also we were getting X here as you're it. And someone, like calling someone a rodent. Now it's your turn, right, to deal with it. You're it. It's also coming up as the mother being everything. Being good at telling it as it is. At the union to eat and drink for lovers or family here. Or firing someone for eating and drinking on the job, right? Being very good at telling it as it is. Also the ATM at night and the truth witness. So somebody might have gotten robbed at an ATM and somebody came up actually having seen it. Or the X coming up to say, I told you so. Or X has no problem with self-love or spoiling children. And again, there can be an overconfidence that comes up regarding this too, right? Which is not self-love. Right? If you're giving yourself so much that it's hurting other people around you, that's not self-love. That's right. That's being in that imbalanced energy of selfishness as opposed to selflessness. We're not supposed to be selfless. We're here to be self. We're here to be in the middle, balanced, being ourself without doing our best to be ourselves without hurting other people, but also not letting them take advantage of us as well. That's the love, is being in the middle, is being balanced. And not spoiling children isn't love, right? Because you're not setting boundaries for them, which they actually crave when they're little. They get lost when they don't have those boundaries. Because we're meant to be there as parents to help them on their way with some, putting a fence up so they don't fall down the stairs. Without putting that fence up, that's a hard lesson to learn because they might die falling down the stairs, and that's not something you want to happen. So children need guidance. Of course we spoil them with love, but there is a balance in everything, and you all know that. 1141 is 11 of justice, truth, and balance. The 41 of love, self-love, spiritual love, and new love. The underlying energy here is the 9 of Pentacles reversed. So this card on the bottom here with the mini cards on top is that 9 of Pentacles reversed. The dependent, or the one who feels powerless, or someone who lost their power, money, and independence. Or perhaps someone's making a big expenditure or has a big expense they didn't expect, that kind of thing. But below that was the Indigo reversed, the 8 of Cups reversed, 9 of Swords reversed, the 3 of Wands upright, and the King of Cups reversed, and then that 9 of Pentacles reversed on top. Insecure without tools, manipulative, unable to manifest, and uncomfortable, perhaps with a sister or just dealing with suffering in silence or stressed out, unable to end the stress or the nightmare, being present to the King of Cups reversed, or the conditions of love, because the King of Cups reversed can be someone, you definitely don't want to be around, someone who's totally emotionally detached, who's unavailable in that sense, or someone who's over emotional, which can lead to things like depression and alcoholism. So we have the conditions of love here, or dependent, or powerlessness or big expenses. And the Gemini reversed, who may be uncomfortable coming out of hiding with their gifts or to be present, with the King of Cups reversed, dependent or spending problems here. Or someone likes to mooch, and that could be a relative coming over that you don't want there because they tend to steal things or mooch things from you. Or the uncle or parent that drinks too much or was unable to manifest and lost a lot of money. And that was coming up in a show yesterday too, where the husband had gambled away half of their life savings. And then it was like, in the movie, it was like, she was a little upset with him when he told her that, and then all of a sudden it was no big deal. It was just the weirdest reaction, though. The losing battle and then drained, or Gemini reversed with Leo reversed, and moving to peace and away from the King of Wands reversed at work, getting their ducks in a row, or the King of Wands reversed always hovering over them at work. The World, Divine Feminine, or Pisces, uncomfortable with the Ten of Cups family or emotional fulfillment, or how to find their emotional fulfillment, and with the Six of Cups. And this can be someone uncomfortable with the Ten of Cups family with their children because maybe they spoil them too much. Or hanging out with the Queen of Swords upright, juggling, performing, or distracting. Or the whistleblower, the Page of Wands reversed, imprisoned, trapped, or got arrested, or out partying with friends. Or the Page of Wands reversed says they got sucked into it. Perhaps they were too tired to go, but it's like their friends pushing them to come anyway. Or the Page of Wands reversed with hostage, or a hostage of ladies who lunch, or gossip, or constant parties in the house, or kids having friends over, like that. Or the Page of Wands reversed wants to go to the moon, or Mars, and wanting to leave this prison planet, or could be a coven here as well, or sucked into spending a lot of money on a party or shower, or graduation present, perhaps that you didn't have to spend. And the Knight of Cups upright offering love, with the Queen of Swords upright right behind them with the truth, and awakened groups support here. There could be a group that is very supporting here. And the true love of the Queen of Swords and the Knight of Cups, or the Queen of Swords helping them to propose or make a date. Perhaps the ladies in the pumpkin patch, the coven, or patching quilts, or the sewing circle that came up. And this came up before what I told you earlier. Or the fight attendants here. The flight attendants. There could be a fight attendant as well, like in a boxing match. But the pumpkin patch, a coven, or patchwork quilts, or a sewing circle, or flight attendants, or woman of the hour, the Queen of Swords unable to sleep because of a party or because of their kids with their friends over, or up all night at a sleepover, or up all night talking, or perhaps trying on dresses, or perhaps new material. True love here, and beneath that, worth waiting for the twins. Big love in the kitchen, or being cooked up by exposing the logs where they fell for the patient, the angel, or the Aries reversed and the Sagittarius upright with dysfunctional family, with a casting couch, and all seeing the psychiatrist perhaps, or no fantasy family there, or misuse of wealth, or misappropriations here, at 12-12, being toe-to-toe with two hanging out, or seeing new perspectives and being wise, two hanging out toe-to-toe and disconnect or at a distance, or Sagittarius drinking, or whipping something up while fantasizing big time. Or there may be a foot fetish here at 12-14, the hanging man and the temperance card, being patient, or trying out different scenarios to see which glass slipper fits who, or getting rid of the mirror on the ceiling. No more chocolates and dessert, no more breakfast in bed, or issues at work or third party, true love, and lacking faith, or out the back jack with patience or Sagittarius serving up tea or coffee, or with dysfunctional families, businesses or communities and their partners, and compassion for the King of Swords reversed, or the King of Swords reversed pretending to be compassionate, or that could be a professional also pretending to be compassionate after time out between, and that could be time between visits. At 12-19, which is the hanging man and the sun, the Knight of Cups reversed and the Queen of Cups reversed may be sharing or settling with the King of Wands upright, working to align or doing overtime to get done with Mouse And the Page of Pentacles, sporting 2 feathers in their cap, may be checking out the Peacock, Injustice, Divorce, or Libra upright at 12:21. One studying with Mouse and Charlotte's Web late at night perhaps, and the other eyeing the pretty Peacock. Just one studying hard, or going to night school to have justice after all, wearing multiple hats, or caps and yarmulkes and blinders on, or going to law school at 12:23, the Hanging Man and the King of Wands, so it'll be raining gold coins and huge gold bars, or likes to gamble and wear purple tights or teds, or Kermie legs, or just a new opportunity here, or invitation after work, with justice, diversity coming up here, justice and diversity, so maybe something in court right now, but also divorce and graduation, law, or Libra, dependent, powerless, or big gift here, with the Page of Pentacles upright and the 9 of Pentacles reversed, or siblings who are opposite, coming together to celebrate, and up all night in disconnect or at a distance, or there for the kids, but not sleeping together in a breakup, or having or needing compassion here, perhaps after a time out with the King of Swords reversed. With cards close about the Divine Feminine or Pisces, with their heart open wide to them, or floating on air, and the Queen of Pentacles satisfied, with the King of Wands reversed or arrogance between them, sharing or settling out, with the Knight of Pentacles reversed and the Queen of Cups reversed, holding back an announcement or needing to swallow their pride, or Aquarius reversed here, and perhaps waking up post-war with PTSD, patient, angel, or higher love, or Sagittarius, reaping rewards after a Tower moment, and pulling in peace, and or Hermit, who may be reversed, but the peace is there, pulling them in to Scorpio and Pisces both reversed, or a secret passion of the Knight of Cups offering love and big truth, to the Page of Swords reversed, Libra, in negative self-talk or being silent, or lying and spying and destined to twin, to get them to come out of the house or to move at 12:40, which is the Hanging Man and the Page of Cups. The recent past is the Knight of Pentacles reversed, the stubborn, may be seen as stubborn or fixed or lazy or unable to function, with the 9 of Pentacles reversed in a divorce or justice or Libra and 2 dependents. At 12:40 is the Hanging Man and the Page of Cups. The Knight of Pentacles reversed dumping a load, their burdens, responsibilities, or confessing, the Page of Pentacles looking at every angle of a present gift or the present moment. Under the radar, healing, or apologizing to recover from exile and injury or illness, with a choice of an ultimatum here, with lots of options and heaven in their eyes, with energetic exchange of bliss and the dark night taming the beast, or after a death, or ending being strong, or Scorpio and Leo both upright, along with earth signs here at 12:46, hanging out with the kids perhaps, or hanging out with a soulmate, with the Hanging Man and the 6 of Cups, children loving each other. At 12:47, the Hanged Man and the synchronicities, or heaven in their eyes, having lots of choices, and the foundation being the 6 of Swords, of peace, or peaceful travels, of the Knight of Pentacles reversed and the Page of Cups reversed, and the wounded warrior surrendering, defenseless to the energies or attacks, or an offer that's too good to resist. The truth presented, an energetic exchange to the Queen of Cups reversed, with her back turned, and sad perhaps, or she defenseless, or a lot of truth coming at her all at once, from multiple kids, or trying to find peaceful waters, and getting the Queen of Cups reversed to take them on vacation, or just spent. The central energy of the 5 of Wands reversed, moving to peace to end conflict, or competition for the prize. The One, seeing synchronicities in heaven in their eyes, may be destabilized, or the ground moved, moving, visiting, letting go on home or a marriage here, or the party's over and just spent, with dependent or big purchase, a gift or a house, in a breakup or disconnect, or being at a distance. The challenge being the Ace of Swords, the truth just below the surface the whole time. The grieving of loss, and that definitely was experienced by someone I know yesterday, big time. With that Pisces energy read, if you haven't watched Pisces, you might want to check that out. So grieving, loss, regret, shame of the King of Swords reversed and the Dark Knight, ignoring the Queen of Wands at night, or the King of Swords and the Queen of Wands, see how Cancer and Scorpio are connecting or howling together. And this could be, different mother and children or father and children relationships and someone admiring the way they connect with their children. So again, the King of Swords and the King of Swords reversed and the Queen of Wands upright may be seeing how Cancer and Scorpio connect, how they howl together, holding back an announcement until all the information is in, or confirmed post-war, and that it's clear that the war is over, or Hierophant marriage, religion, establishment, or Taurus is. Passionate exchange with the King of Pentacles upright, perhaps with his Superman cape on, but there's also getting Supreme Court. So somebody might be in something going on with the Supreme Court. Working to align in an all-business relationship with the Knight of Cups offering love to narcissistic Hierophant or Taurus, and the Ten of Pentacles reversed, family, business, or community, or that could be dysfunction or loss of a family member there as well. But starting over or accepting an offer of love out of the blue from the Page of Pentacles, receiving bigger love from a secret admirer at work perhaps, or new information or clarity came while working or organizing about sleeplessness, stress, suffering in silence, or a sister, nightmares or restlessness, and detoxing secret passion, the Divine Feminine or Pisces reversed, offering time, money, effort for a new life to Capricorn dependent or sister, or the Queen of Pentacles sister with a dependent or two, or detoxing a big expenditure here after a sudden event or in order to avoid a disaster, and start over with the Page of Cups or message of love from Justice, Libra, or in a divorce. No longer on the fence, the Hermit reverse coming out, frustrated, uninspired, or refusing the Page of Wands' offer, or lack thereof. Hanging out, inspecting every inch of a hostage and their caterpillar. The Emperor reversed and the Chariot upright here are not going on safari, or there's a two-bull split here, with the Empress and the Ten of Pentacles reversed, family, business, or community, and she's reversed as well, dysfunction or loss, with the Knight of Wands reversed and the King of Pentacles upright, sharing or settling out, with Leo or ego, child or pet, and a breakup of Gemini reversed, and in bliss with patient angel, and the Queen of Wands perhaps Leo upright or Taurus upright, pushed out of bed to wake them the heck up, to recover without their help, doing it on their own, with Page of Pentacles with lots of loving clarity here and support at work, perhaps about not sleeping well, and soon as the Queen of Swords upright, perhaps the Walking Dead, or receives the Dark Knight or Scorpio to offer them love from the Queen of Pentacles reversed, who may be happy with themselves but insecure due to lack of sleep and reaping rewards of daydreaming instead, or investments. The Wounded Warrior reversed, surrendering to the King of Cups reversed, Cancer, or a trip or move, or the King of Cups reversed with Cancer and weak, or news of a death, or sending condolences. And I'm sorry if you've lost someone, but that may be coming up as well. I don't think it's a surprise though. At 125 is the Magician and the Knight of Wands, with Scorpio upright, Gemini or Virgo reversed, and Cancer upright, and Libra reversed. So legal, again coming up with Libra, and the Queen of Swords sending love or regrets to the King of Swords reversed, who may be grieving a loss. Twin flames seeing themselves as the Three of Cups upright in joy of coming together at 128, the Magician and the Twins, or 28, or choice of path, and grieving loss, regret of disconnect or being at a distance from each other, with the Ten of Cups, happy family, or an emotional fulfillment right there. The World upright with Divine Feminine or Pisces, with Libra upright and Aries reversed, or the energy of the axis of Libra and Aries, or the Divine Feminine destined to fall, or both Divine Feminine or Pisces and Libra may be embarrassed or humbled by a family loss or issues at work, or third-party hostage, or their hands tied, with Star, Healer, or Dream come true, or Aquarius upright over a happy ending here. At 131 is the Magician and the conflict there, or the pursuit of happiness, with children and romantic feelings, and the Knight of Cups upright, with the Divine Feminine or Pisces, happy to see them, but destined to school the golden goose, or cut them off at the pass. Or this could be taking someone for a spin to understand. Maybe they want to go for a spin to understand how painful it's been for them. Even though they were able to find joy, maybe someone seeing someone as only being happy, not seeing what they were experiencing within or on their own. So wanting them, maybe someone willing to go talk to them out for a spin, to understand how painful it's been, even though they were able to find joy with family healing and dreaming on the outside. Around this is the Knight of Wands reversed, maybe a player falling short, or the Knight of Wands here may be paralyzed by their passions and detoxing the King of Cups reversed, or alcoholism or depression with negative self-talk or negative talk in general, or refusing to reply and letting go with the Emperor reversed, and the Knight of Wands and King of Cups and the Page of Swords all reversed, Sagittarius, Capricorn, and Aries all reversed, maybe sad and or codependent or just being difficult. The clear blocks regarding the Six of Cups upright, which are happy children, happy soulmates, fond memories, soulmates, kids coming clean, reaping rewards, or cleaning up and holding their tongue without complaining. And in this read, like right there, everybody was complaining. Self-love, surrender, after sudden rage or jealousy with Scorpio reversed and the Page of Cups reversed, and Leo pet or fire sign, and breaking through the ring of fire or birthing with a rebel yell, uncomfortable feeling the injustice of death or Scorpio reversed, and the bliss of the patient angel and loving children or soulmate on a trip or to drive to hang out together. Perhaps Scorpio, Pisces, and Taurus reversed, but Libra and Leo are upright here, and the Divine Masculine's heart at 144. Coming out of the Batcave, stone-breaking plant, the diamond in the rough, to offer a new life in a performance, proposals performed together, or proposed with two options to juggle together, or to juggle these two options. Libra with Taurus in their chart, Divine Masculine offering a new life, perhaps Libra reversed and Scorpio offering to travel together, with Saggy and Leo upright, Cancer and Capricorn upright, with kids and or soul tie here. At 148 is the Magician and the walking away within, or perhaps going away together. The Sovereign reversed, moving to peace with the Three of Cups upright, gathering with the Knight of Wands reversed and the Knight of Pentacles reversed group. That could be a game or some kind of conflict with them as well, because they're all reversed, or maybe they're just all really tired. There may be drama or just too tired to go out, so they're staying home to see a movie together. So the Three of Cups is upright here, which is joy. The challenge being the truth of the Queen of Swords upright, with the Six of Cups and loving memories and detoxing the birth process, or the cool cat of Leo or Sag, or destined in lack or without a mother, or coming out of the Batcave, or letting go a little to offer a fresh new start. Being insecure or uncomfortable, suffering in silence or dealing with stress, or a sister, or someone might be hiding a present as well, or hiding their gifts, or hiding a gift. And the King of Cups reversed, dependent or with dependent, who may be making a big purchase. So that could be a parent, helping a child buy a car or a house, something like that as well. So at 153, the Magician and the Knight of Swords, the Messenger of Truth, the Knight in Shining Armor, with the Knight of Pentacles reversed, Justice or Libra, moving to peace in, this could be housing flames or dousing flames, and challenged by the truth and detox. The Capricorn reversed coming together with the Queen of Swords upright, the Knight of Wands reversed, and kids or twins birthing their destiny in need of abundance and investing a little bit at a time in a brand new life, or an offer of time, money, and effort, or performing together, or again, different sides of a business and to complementing each other, so doing different parts of it. And there's very much the energy of twins coming together there. There's also the energy of that birthing and rebel yell to finally release that thing that you couldn't release that was really hurting you. It's that finally getting so mad that it's kind of like your one with God moment, and reconciling that and coming out on the other side. So there was your message there from the 7-deck read. And here is that's actually the read I didn't show you. Okay, so there's the read. Is there anything else I didn't show you? I don't think so. Okay, so let's just pull a few oracle cards, see what comes up for you guys. Let's see here. So I do want to pull the Shaman deck, see what cards come up for you guys now. It's it's 1:19 on the clock. I don't know what the seconds were, but the 1 of the Magician, the 19 of the Sun, and maybe the minutes or seconds weren't important here. Maybe just to the minute. That may be definitely a message for someone. So the Magician and the Sun, we don't have much sun here today. It's 4:54 on the clock, which is the Emperor, and the message of the Page of Swords. That can be the parent and child or grandparent and child. That can be the Emperor and his inner child, which comes up in the deck as the little mouse. They're so cute. I have it right here. I don't know, maybe that'll come up. So let's see from the Shaman Dreams deck. For the Twin Flames, what is the message takeaway from all of this? The Sky Dancers, surrender. There's definitely a surrender in the air right now. 48 is the walking away within, or perhaps going away together. Sky Dancers, of the X of doing the dance between the Twin Flames. And then we have the Perfect Storm again too, to encourage to step into life. So something difficult comes up. It was to clear the slate for you guys. The 44 of grounding, integrating, and mastering. The 3D to get across the bridge, or to get somebody onto that bridge, right? To rise up. The Sky Dancers surrender to in the Perfect Storm, the courage to step into life. Walking away within to ground, integrate, and master how to receive love, especially self-love here. And we also have the deep quiet. I was getting the quilt here, the deep quilt. Meditating in stillness here. So we were definitely being called, especially as Divine Feminine, as needing to pause and meditate. I think we've been kind of blocked from that, needing to go out into the 3D world and actually participate in order to collect some new information, to receive downloads and more energy to process. And now it's like we're being called to go to meditate again right now. So these are the 3 cards that came out. The 11, 44, and the 48 of walking away within. Of justice, truth, and balance, alignment, and leaving the 3D to get to the 11, which is 60, is instant manifestation. The 44 comes up as 3D. I'm sorry. 55 comes up as 3D. 44 comes up as the bridge. And then 33 as the 5D. 22 as the 6D. No. Now I'm saying it wrong again. I don't know why I always do that. 44 is the 3D. It goes reverse, the other way. This is the 3D. 33 is the bridge. 22 is 5D. 60 is 11 of alignment. That's instant manifestation. And the 70 is, you disappear because you can no longer be seen in the 3D energy. So those are the energies coming up. The Perfect Storm of surrender to meditation and stillness, to going within. And then the 38 of the Queen of Cups comes up, and the many masks of the authentic self. All right, let's see what the bottom of the deck is here. Oh, the next card is the eye and the needle there. And the movement towards adventure. But it's like, making sure your intention's very focused on what you truly want. The underlying energy of the deep diver and diving into a task. Going underwater, diving deep into those emotions again in meditation. The 10 of that high vibe energy of destiny. And beneath that was the Feast of Plenty. Be careful about your choices and consequences, like eating, things that don't serve you and then make you have problems with going to the bathroom. The 20 of the wake-up call. So what is it that you're feasting on that's not serving you? This is a wake-up call for that. And then to dive deep, perhaps take a swim or just meditate or just clear out, do some kind of detox for your body, like coal or zeolite, not... what was I thinking? Yep, zeolite or whatever you use to detox your body. So you might need that right now. And let's go into my animal deck too and see what comes up for you guys on this Mother's Day. So, often we eat one way when we're by ourselves working on our spirituality or just keeping that high vibration. And then we go out to other people's places, for celebrations and birthdays, things like that, where we eat things we would never normally eat at home. And perhaps a wake-up call to perhaps no longer doing some of that stuff. It doesn't mean you have to give up everything, but, it's your own inner guidance regarding what you really need to do right now. It doesn't have to be food. It could be something else. What caused you to not get knocked off balance or not feel good or be tired or... All right, so let's see what the animal deck has for us here. With twin flames. This came right up here. The bees. And these come out the other day too. You've been presented with many wonderful opportunities all at once. While this may feel very stressful, remember to be grateful for the blessings that heaven has sent. Okay, they're coming. The ants are marching 2 by 2. I'm getting that too. Hurrah, hurrah. It's like the 72 by 2. The king of spring, inspiring dramatic ambitions and wise. And look at the colors are the same. The Katanga lion. Now is your moment to step up to a leadership role. You see that? Well, it's time to step up to a leadership role. Don't back away from the spotlight, as your plans will be successful so long as you stay focused upon the big picture as a leader. And there's the eclipse energy there too. And then we have the magician. That's it. The bottom of the deck, I'll show you that one in a second. The Princess of Summers at the bottom, the deer. And that one is sensitive, kind, open-hearted, and inexperienced. Again, like the child of life, always keeping yourself open to all new experiences. You can expect to kindle a new romance, relationship, or close platonic friendship. You may suddenly receive an emotional message from someone or be invited to a social event. And this third card is the Magician of the Unicorn. I don't think I've ever pulled this card before, actually, in this deck. There is magic in the air. You can manifest everything you need to be successful. So here you have the leadership, you have the magic behind you, the magician embodiment, and you have all of these opportunities coming your way. So be ready. It's like on your marks, get set. On your marks, get set as the leader, right? And he's talking to a little birdie in the tree there, getting his counsel. And go. That you can do this. Okay, I'll let you go. Enjoy the rest of your day or night, wherever you are in the world. Remember your water, your sleep, your joy in your nature, and follow your own intuition, and rise and be love and rise. I'll see you guys soon. Remember to breathe. Let it all out. See you guys. Bye.